What's up, everybody? This your Awkward King Zay. Welcome to another episode of Fidelity Xone, the podcast. This episode is entitled Black Love. And yo, I am so excited. I got my favorite couple on my show. They are MCs, they are entrepreneurs, they are hosts, they are DJs, they are bomb parents, they are bomb members of the community. I'm really excited. Every podcast I've ever been a part of, I've been trying to get y'all on, and something comes up.
Right.
Usually with something work related, but I had this day open. Tragic had this day open. Y'all had this day open. It was like the stars aligned. Welcome to Fidelity Xone, Queen Yazzie B and Mr. Loopy.
Word.
That's that's my in studio crowd.
Uh,
We got DJ Tragic and Jay. But yo, first question off the rip. I want to know how is it working with your partner? Like y'all work like pretty much full time together. How is that? And be honest. This is a very honest show.
You see, he's pointing to Mike.
He's like, oh, you go first. I'm just, yeah.
Because I'm the boss. Like, no. But no, working with your partner, my lover, Mr. Loopy. Honestly, I'd rather share like the lessons I've learned because it's not perfect, right? It's not always glamorous. What I learned is that you have to listen to your partner. When you're out in public, you must respect your partner. Don't get too caught up and, I got to do this and that. Like, your partner deserves the utmost respect, beyond whoever is the who's in the room. You got to make sure he checks in with me and I make sure I check in with him. And, it's been really fun. Like, we really sharing this experience together, and people tell us, and it behooves us because we met doing work, community work.
Nice.
Him being a president of the Black Student Union, he just needed a female to put it on paper and do all that glamorous stuff, make the table look nice, and cross the T's and dot the I's. That's how I feel as far as work. I don't know if am I torturing you? What's going on?
No, it's definitely been like a journey. Just sharing the platform and stuff like that. I was doing hip hop stuff before I met Yaz, and like she said, we met each other actually working. Like, I was doing a BSU, so we met each other and started working. It was organic and it was positive, so it wasn't like nothing forced. And I think that's what is one of the reasons why it lasted so long for us to be able to work together. We definitely had to go through any phase that any team would have to go through, getting to know each other, the storming phase, and then the organizing, see how each other work, and the respect thing, being part of the hip hop community. Lines could be blurred sometimes and all that. And when we first started, like, I just started hosting like right before I met her, and I started getting comfortable. I was like, dang, I really like this. And then we did one show. I think this was the first and last show we hosted together. We did one show at the Fire, and she went in. Like, we was hosting together and all that. And it was like midway through the show, I just found myself sitting on the speaker with my microphone like this. I'm like, yo, she got this John. This John special, you know what I mean? And I had to get over my ego. I had to get over my ego with sharing a platform, and then her creating her own platform. Like, yeah, but she like really got this, and I'm like more interested. I was more interested in trying to do other stuff in law. She actually kept me in the hip hop game and kept me doing stuff, So yeah, it's been a journey. But it's possible though. A lot of successful businesses, especially in our community, are ran by a black man and black woman that are in a relationship, in a marriage or something like that. So the sacred institution of marriage and relationships in the black community can really be fruitful if you take the time to really nurture your relationship, and then you can go out into the public, into the community, and show what the work you guys are doing in your home. Take it out into the streets and show other people that it's possible.
Yo, that is dope, and that's inspiring as hell. Like, cause you look at oh, I'm sorry, get me right. Hold the mic up. Cool. You look at relationships and you see, like, I couldn't work with my partner. I think that I would want to come home and just be on some like unload. Like, I don't want to have to go through that with you. But I respect that. And I love that, because where I work right now, we both can't be there. Like, hell no. We
We tried that too.
Don't see. This is what I feel like. Every relationship is the same. Love is a universal thing, and I think sometimes we forget, or sometimes we just think of like pixie dust and butterflies when we see couples. We've been through the storms, y'all. We've been through the same storms you've been through, right? And so we have to, I think, having a village, being supported by people is important, and everybody don't have support. So I will put that out here. We've been blessed with support, and we've been blessed with people who are giving us resources, right? Resources like books. This is the Black Love episode. Me and Loop are big on Dr. Amos Wilson. After he told us that to cure the whole world, the only medicine we need is black love, knowing that America is like trying to tear is systematic, right? So us being together, we used to sit. I cannot share this. We used to be at City Hall for like an hour, just hugging each other as like a peaceful protest, just so people in that area of City Hall, Philadelphia, can see two melanated individuals loving each other. Because that's what they're trying to dismiss. But no, we've been through all that, right? We got a 4-year-old, we're in our 20s, we're in entertainment, and we are pushing through. We're not gonna stop. I'm Loopy forever. And he proposed to me. So like we in it to win it.
I love that. I love that. Black love, y'all. Growing up is where you are now. Did you see this for yourself? Like, is that something like, is what's the movie Brown Sugar? When did you fall in love with hip hop? That's my question.
I fell in love with hip hop in my mother's living room when I heard Tribe Called Quest, Electric Relaxation. It was that doom doom. I'm like, what is this? Hold on, I'm 6 years old. I'm like Jimmy jamming, and after that it was Tupac. My dad loved Biggie. My mom and dad had this whole Tupac versus Biggie thing going on. But Tribe Called Quest, Electric Relaxation. Sure.
So I fell in love in hip hop. I grew up in Jersey, and we had mad DJs, and we get together on the weekends at house parties. Like we was in house parties for the football team fundraisers. We like 10 years old, and we in the dollar party going crazy. And one of my coaches was the DJ. He was like the DJ of all our events in the town before any of us started hopping on the table. And I would just like at some point in the party, I would just go and stand next to him and just be amazed. Like he had at that time he had this machine you stick the CDs in the sides. He had the John rolling, you know what I mean? And me and my friends, we had the Fly Boys. We used to go to parties and dance and bag girls. So that was my first taste of hip hop, and where I really fell in love with just being free and being able to dance. I just knew it was some type of freedom, you know. Yeah, that was my joint to hip hop, and then my first album, I got it in the mail from Atlanta. My dad's living in Atlanta. I got that black album. That black album, you know what I mean? The teachers couldn't reach me. My mama couldn't beat me in the mesh of pain, and my pop not seeing me. So, you know what I mean?
My membrane.
Our defense came, the world. You know what I mean? Like that. That was like, yo. I was like, oh man, I done found my mentor. You know what I mean? So like, after that, hip hop just took over my life, and I just end up in it for a long time. Before I didn't even know, like being in the suburbs, you don't even know you're observing hip hop or you're a part of it. Like these slip max back here, for instance, I had my first pair of turntables in the mail from my dad. He sent me a turntables. I'm excited. I got the Johns, no slip man. I'm in the John scratch. I'm like, something wrong, something not going right. You know what I mean? Pawned them Johns in to the John. You know what I mean? What? The Get Down came out like 3, 4, 5 summers ago. So from it took me about 15 years to figure out a slip mat waffle and a purple crayon and all that. You know what I mean? But I never gave up on that dream. And then during the pandemic, I was able to, get back on the table and get a feel of that. And that was like a child, like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm living a childhood dream.
Nice. Y'all fell in love with hip hop through some really, really like dope people, like iconic people in the game. I fell in love with hip hop during like the flashy era.
Okay.
My very first damn, I'm old.
No,
My very first cassette tape was Harlem World, Mace.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And to this day, Mace is still one of my favorite rappers. I've been Puff for Halloween in the shiny suit, like, cause I'm dark skinned, so I had to be Puff. I couldn't be Mace. I can't be Mace cause I'm dark skinned. I had to be Puff. I can dance, so I just put the outfit on and I just stood there with the curly top and everything. But no, I fell in love with like the ghetto fabulous era of hip hop, like that whole everything, like all about the Benjis, like all of that, like all the glitz, and I fell in love with that part. But then I went back, like as I'm learning, like I'm looking at Mace and he's saying his influences are Big Daddy Kane and this. So I'm going back and I'm listening to this person and I'm listening to Tribe. It's something about Q-Tip's voice that just kind of like captures you and you be I'm like, and right, Fife Dog, and then like yo, like hip hop, like I got chills right now just talking about it, cause like
That's that Zulu Nation, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's
yeah.
why I started wearing these Johns on my head, the Kufis, you know,
I
to
need
bring
one.
we need to bring
I
back
need
that
one.
vibrate. I'm gonna get you one. We gotta bring that back out, you know what I mean? Like when Public Enemy came, you know, it was Black Power, even going back to James Brown, it was would fight the power, you know what I mean? And he was the epitome of what we're supposed to be doing. Hip hop is why we're here, why we do other stuff, and then we go back to hip hop because that's what really keeps us alive, man. And you know, we having a hip hop experience right now, sitting down with you talking, just hip hop history. It's documented, you know what I mean? And let's take the culture back to where it's really supposed to be, you know.
Yo, culture, music, vibes. Welcome to Fidelity Zone. I am the Awkward King Zay. I got Queen Yazzie B and Luke in the house. I'm really excited. This episode is called Black Love. Yo, so for you, Luke. So I was a barista I worked at every cafe you can name: Starbucks, La Colombe, um,
He worked at all the Johns.
Saxby's.
Oh, you did
I did
Saxby's?
Saxby's.
Okay.
Um, Uncle Bobby's. Uncle Bobby's. I went from barista to manager there, and much respect to the team over at Uncle Bobby's.
Yeah, that's big.
I met y'all at Uncle
Yeah,
Bobby's. I met a
yeah.
lot of people there, but I thought I was cool. I thought I was a cool ass barista until I met him on Instagram, and it said the hip hop barista. So I'm like, what do I gotta do to be a hip hop barista? Explain what a hip hop barista is, and can I be one if I go back and get me a little coffee?
Like
job?
you already a hip hop barista, you know what I mean? I just branded and token the term. But how I became the hip hop barista was I'll be up at CCP doing my class. I had got a job. Man, let me tell you the real story how I became the hip hop barista. I'll go all the way back because this was like my becoming of self, you know, of knowledge of self, becoming a person of me, create my own identity, you know what I mean? I was reading KRS-One Hip Hop Gospel. When I bought this book, it was $25.50. This book is $400 now on Amazon, right? The Hip Hop Gospel by KRS-One. I was reading this book through my trap era of portraying or trying to be hard or just fitting in, and it read me out of a dark time when I had nothing, and I rolled up to CCP. My cousin got me a job at Saxby's, you know what I mean, and then like later on that year I started shooting hip hop because I got an idea. KRS-One had all these quotes inside the middle of the book for every day. I'm like, dang. I was sending them out as text, and some people was like sending me back, cursing me out, like, yo, why you sending me this text or whatever? Just go get my religion, or this goes against that or whatever, you know, just a rebuttal. I was like, matter of fact, let me put this on a platform. Instagram needs some positivity. I'm in a positive space in my life, and I need to share this light. So I went and I took his books out to quote, and he's, you know, that's what you do, hip hop. You take it. I sampled it. He put it he put it as text. I took it, brought it to life, and it had a lot of impact on people around me. And that was my coming of age and turning into a leader and stuff like that. So I would spend a lot of time. I linked up my man Fresh. Shout out to Fresh, the Fresh legend. He got a good movement going on right now. We doing positive stuff in the city for artists. You know, creating a positive platform and teaching and building as well. I met him, and he was doing open mics at Dialect Paradise, and I used to just go sit and observe with him, and I'll be sitting there, I'll be sitting there in the corner of my hip hop gospel, you know what I mean, kind of shy. I'm just observing, like, yo, what you doing here is great and all that, but we started talking about I don't like what they rapping about, you know what I mean? Shout out to Professor Griff, one of my other, mentors from afar. I met him 19th birthday, same year. I met him down at the Locks conference, and he'll do hip hop 101 lectures on the on how hip hop's being taken over and psychological weapons, silent warfare, psychological weapons, through the medicine, through the music, through the frequencies, and all that type of stuff. Um, and it just I was like, all right, so now I'm the hip hop barista because what I do, I would go to my coffee shift and the Saxby's that I worked at closed at 11:45 at night. That joint used to close at 11:45. I'll go to the open mic and I'll sit there and then I'll get up and do it again. I started getting addicted to it, and I was developing this thing as I'm working in all these coffee shops, getting paid minimum wage and, being
Living off
upset.
tips.
Right. But at the same time, we was in a movement. Shout out to the RBG Fridays. Would never be like a movement like that in the city. Like we darn near brought the Panthers or something back. Like we had Broad and Girard and 52nd and Market, took it around the country, just creating safe corridors in the city. All this influenced me to become who I am now, and the hip hop barista was part of that story. I got real into the coffee. I was like, I really like this cafe environment. Being at Uncle Bobby's, you're meeting all these intelligent, different, creative people. You like my brain's
Definitely
having
a
a
vibe, man.
my brain's expanding every day because I'm meeting people that I would have never met if I wasn't a barista. So I'm like, I gotta incorporate this lifestyle somehow. Fast forward, we have a child, and I'm like, dang, I didn't complete all my dreams yet. So I went and bought some turntables, little training table, DDJ SB2. I got that, and I was working at a coffee shop at the time. Not gonna say the name, but I was quite upset about how they treat black and brown baristas, and we bring so much to their spaces and stuff like that. So I was like, one day I'm gonna have my own coffee shop, and it just started manifesting in little tiny different ways. And the first thing was me putting the bottle on the cold brew, and I'll be sitting in Uncle Bobby's, Zeke on his shift or on his laptop, doing the inventory, sitting in Uncle Bobby's doing my thing. One day he see me with the blue drink in there. He like, he like, yo, what is that? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's this little wavy drink I'm working on and all that, And he was like, he was like, let me try that joint. He buy one. And then every time I came in there, he was like, yo, you got one? I would go down the street to the cafe I was working at and go grab one. Yeah. So it was like it was just like I was like, there's a story. I have a story and I have a why behind why I want to do this coffee thing. One, it took me out of trouble, it took me off the streets. It made me change my environment, my thinking. And then two, uh adding the hip hop part to it, like being at the open mics and starting to get more involved in it and starting to help my friend curate his stuff, and we brought more talent out. I just got known from what does Luke do during the day. I'll be in the cafe at night, catch me at the open mic. So that's how I became the hip hop barista, you know what I mean? And I just ran with it. And Mr. Loopy comes from
I was gonna ask
yeah.
that. Just go ahead.
Yeah, they call me Loopy because back in middle school, I had a lazy eye, and I used to be a little bit tired and all that. So and red eyes from allergies. Some girls like, yo, you're Loopy. I get mad and kick the lockers and shit. Regular anger management, not growing up a dad type John. And Shorty called me Loopy one day, and Google's already. I went and Googled that John in the computer lab later. I'm like, oh, I like this. It means crazy and bizarre. So it just stuck with me. They've been calling me that since 8th grade. So I'm like, oh, I'm Loopy. That's Loop. So I was like, all right, let's go with Mr. Loopy's. And then,
even the story behind your name is so hip hop. How you can take, like, hip hop started in the ghetto, we didn't have nothing,
Right.
and like you took an insult and made that, like, it's branded now. Like Mr. Loopy's is like that, yo. And I want to go back to the story with me, like being nosy, like watching you work at Uncle Bobby's. I just every time I would order these drinks, I would say as soon as because I knew I was gonna be manager. I knew I was gonna be the manager.
Yeah.
I knew it. Like when I came, I stepped down from a manager position to be a barista at Uncle Bobby's because I wanted to work there so much. And I knew that I was gonna work my way up. Anyway, I just kept saying when I become manager, I'm gonna get his drinks in this store. We not like it's not like all right. We selling all the way live stuff. Shout out to them. We had a couple other vendors, but I was like, we don't have like our coffee is from a white person. At least we can have a grab and go by a black person. And I kept saying it. And even when I reached out, it was stuff behind the scenes. It was like, oh, he needs nutritional facts. Oh, he needs this, and he would come right with it. Like every time, he would come right with it. And to the point, like we started selling out of them Johns. Like every time, like I would have like it was one point before the pandemic. Pandemic really, yeah. But it was sometimes when I would hit him up twice a week and be like, yo, we only got like 4 left. We got like it started killing it. Like them Johns were moving.
Yeah, and Zeke ain't know me from a can of paint. What I, you know what I mean? That's just like that's hip hop again. That's love. He was just performing love. He's like, I see this. I see what this can do. I know what the times we're in. We's the perfect dudes to do it at the time, and he gave me an opportunity that my business was young. It was probably about 4 to 6 months old before I was a store placement in Uncle Bobby's. I'm like, dang, I'm in Mark Lamont Hill's Cafe, like it's nothing. You know what I mean? It seemed small, but it was so big. You know what I mean? And it still is, like, because it's Zeke now at Uncle Bobby's no more, but I'm still there, and it's because of Zeke. You know what I mean? So if anybody is trying to invest in some black baristas, some black hip hop baristas, we are your 2 guys right here. You know what I mean? We want to bring it all the way, all the resources black. You know what I mean? I even brought some coffee. I was bringing product after he let me get the drinks in there. I was like, look at this. I got the ACAP Cameroon. We need to get rid of those other guys over there. You know what I mean? The coffee is ready. You know what I mean? So shout out to ACAP. I got with them. Like the coffee stuff is serious. They've been bringing products in from Africa 69, jewelry and all types of stuff. And then I was able to sit down with them, and we communicated with a black roaster who owns a plantation in Cameroon, and we roasted our own blend of coffee, Cameroon coffee, medium roast. You can pick that joint up at ACAF too. I got plugged them in because it's big. They on 52nd Street.
Like West Philly?
Yeah, West Philly. Yep.
Sheesh. I grew up in West Philly.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
I gotta check them out.
I gotta get you some coffee too. I should have brought you some coffee. See, I really thank you, man.
I
You need
gifts.
some of that. Yeah. Oh, Zeke, a lot of gifts, man. For real, man. This dude really needs his flowers. Like at Uncle Bobby's, what he did, it was just his energy, man. He got so much love in him. It just feels good when he was in that joint. You just see him there. You feel like you're just part of like the sitcom. I felt like I was sitting in. Yeah.
I've heard. We ain't gonna talk about that. I've heard.
Oh no, we're not gonna do that, man.
About that. We love Uncle Bobby's.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
That's the beginning of the legacy. Like they showed us what we can do with black coffee and what's to come. You know what I mean? It's not over. You know, that's amazing. Like I got a chance to manage. Down the street, I was managing Alina's Cafe, a black owned coffee shop. You know what I mean? That experience is totally different than all the white cafes we worked in, because we was really doing for self. Like, yeah, I work for a black man. It might be some of the same rules. Oh, I gotta be on time, this and that. But I'm working for a black man, and I'm doing it for my community. You know what I mean? You sold all them books, bro.
Yo, it was an experience that I would walk in every day, and it would be like on some like, this is something bigger than me. Like whew, yeah, chills. This whole interview is chills. Black love. I love y'all for real. But Queen, you ain't saying enough. So you just recently.
I'm wifey. When is the
but we want to bring you in. We want to bring you in. You just recently hosted the Sisters in Business Expo.
Yes.
Was that here in Philly?
It was in Philly.
It was in Philly. Okay.
They're on tour, but it was in Philly.
Before I knew you were hosting it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Rewind.
Okay.
So the title of this episode was going to be Love and Hip Hop. But
wow.
I was like,
see, wow.
And then I get on Instagram and
Unintended.
Yandy is promoting this sister. Let me get it right. Sisters in Business Expo.
Yes.
And then like I'm like, oh, that's cool. I double tap. Next day I see you posting it. You hosted it. Tell me about that.
It was amazingly
Yeah.
fun. I mean, from the time I walked in the door, you already know my energy. My hands
yeah,
up in the
yeah.
air, I'm twirling just to see who feels the energy I feel, you know. But nonetheless, being in a room, first of all, shout out to Sister and Business Expo, celebrating entrepreneurial women. They're on tour. They were in Philly. They just left DMV. They're going to Atlanta. Then they're going right? So again, it was over 200 entrepreneurs in the room, right? On all levels, people making six figures to people just starting. And just to see the fact that information is free, advice is free. And now that with the biggest takeaway is that a mentor in anything that you do is the quickest way to success. You know, when you try to do things by yourself, that's why we send our children to school to learn, to get an education, to get it, you know, while, you know, it's a little quicker than, you know, me being at home and trying to cook and teach you, right? Having a mentor who specifically can guide you. It was so much fun. I mean, you had DJ Lady FX, you had Yandy in the building, Anya Lachelle. Shout out to Aisha, who is the CEO of Sister and Business Expo.
Nice,
You
nice.
know, they had a Passion of Profit panel. They had a superpower panel, and it was just, you know, you getting black mama advice, you know, because the women in there is mothers too, and they giving it to you straight, like, you ain't charging enough, you know, like your prices need to go up, and you need to be consistent. And I love that because, you know, people like have the story where maybe you didn't get this at home. If your mom wasn't in alignment with entrepreneurialism because she did her best to make sure she went to work every day and made sure she met your needs. And now that I feel like I have mothers all over now, you know, like that's not just my mom. Motherhood, sisterhood is a worldwide thing. And I'm pretty sure for brotherhood and fatherhood, but being, you know, back to the Sister and Business Expo, I felt like I had mothers there, right, that I just met, you know. It was so much fun. It was
Y'all
really
looked
fun.
like y'all had a good time. It looked like it was
Yeah.
really really dope.
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all tell me a little about the DJ collectives that are a part of or y'all have? Like,
Yeah, so the Philly DJ Collective started organically, like Mr. Loopy said. Him just investing in turntables. I hopped on the table. Then we seen somebody else hop on the table. We all got like a different style here. You know, we gonna get another table. Then we started doing, you know, you got DJ for free first. You know, put it out there. You know, make sure you hot. You know, when you see the audience reaction, you know what's going on. So today, moving forward, it's of course the collective just started last year, so it's a budding DJ collective. But as of right now, full service entertainment company with about 4 DJs. You know, we provide, you know, the lighting, everything. You know, just the basic full service DJ, you know, setup. And of course, we have some grander goals, but y'all stay tuned for that, right? Enjoy the journey. But yep,
nice.
yeah.
Luke, what keeps you going?
Hey, what keeps me going? A lot of Eric Thomas. You know what I mean? I love coffee. I sound so American though, but not for real. Like um, a lady from CCP that ran most of the programs. Shout out to CCP. I learned a lot of that. That keeps me going too. Like Center for Male Engagement, just all the opportunities that's there for the youth in the city, for professional development and self development has helped me all the way through my 20s. What keeps me going these days is you know, being a creator and failing so much, and just knowing that that's not the end, and there's something brighter to look forward to, and there's so much life to live. Like I'm 29 now, turn 30 inshallah, God willing, in October. You know what I mean, on a Libra John. Um, yeah, so I like I feel like now I got an extra battery in my back, you know, from being 29. Like, dang, look back at my 20s. I'm like, all right, you did something, you tried, you know what I mean? You didn't just sit there and be stagnant. But I'm like, dang, I still feel 20, but I got all this wisdom now, you know what I mean? So keeping me going is like really, I want to be able to be real healthy and holistic, and I just wake up every day and I'm striving toward that. You know what I mean? Like I want to be married. I really do want to be married with Yazzie. You know, we seal that deal. I feel like that's another generational curse broken. And then you,
Black love.
yeah, and being a father, waking up, realizing that I'm not just, you know, taking care of myself anymore. I'm a father of a son. I could be a role model. You know, not that I wasn't a role model before, but it made me more strategic about it. Helped me refine myself where I was rough around the edges. Um, yeah, and just learning new things. Like right now, I'm signed up. I'm learning IT stuff. You know what I mean? Entry level IT, maybe move into some security. I recommend it for some black men. You know what I mean? Because you can change your family's tax bracket for real. Getting into IT, they got jobs starting off at 50,000 right now in PA. You know what I mean? So it's like that's another way out of poverty. I think that's a big thing right now for black men. I think a lot more of us would be married or in more healthy, holistic relationships if we learn how to be financially literate. Um, you know, is using myself as an example. Like I was 25, just figuring it out. I just became a financial literacy intern. Um, when she was pregnant with her first child, thought I had figured out, just learn how to take care of myself. Like, oh shoot, I can feed myself, clothe myself, and shelter myself. Then I gotta take care of a child, and I still had egotistical, I like to call them, spending habits that weren't fruitful for my future or my family or my present self or what I was doing, you know. So learning new ways and new tools just to be a better person. I really love life, man. It just, you know, I really do love life. It could be rough some days, but even the rough days are good if you have the proper tools to be able to overcome those things, you know.
Same question for you, sis.
Yeah, I just want to let that sink in. Um, yes, Loop, I love you. I seen you grow. That was a beautiful answer. You know, you're an amazing man. What keeps me going? I want to touch on what he was saying when I met Loop. He was really big on us like being holistically healthy. You know, he wanted me. He took me on a vegan journey, right? I'm like, he biting in the bell peppers. What are we doing? You're not going to season it or fry it up. So I laugh now, but it has helped us tremendously, right? We know how to fast and like, you know, we feel like if you can discipline yourself in your diet, you could discipline yourself anywhere in life, and we seen the results, right? I'm not saying go off on the deep end, but we believe in like moderation, and so that has helped us, you know, having a holistic lifestyle. What keeps me going? Being around positive people. Like I think that everybody that you're around is a superstar. Y'all all in a divine alignment. Like, you know, the constellations connect. And so I also believe we can be reflections of each other, and like we are doing this again. We're just, you know, here to complete a mission. And so being around the people that I'm around, and when you hear affirmations, those are God sent. When people tell you, yo, this is your gift, you need to do this. People aren't just saying that, that's spirit. So I believe being around the right people's positive people is important. So mental health, being around positive people, and of course, my family, of course, they keep me going because I'm the oldest of siblings. So not only I'm a mother, I'm a really their big sister. Like, and so they keep me going. And yeah, just, my goals, like knowing my goals. Like, because when we forget our long-term goals, you could lose motivation and things like that. And I felt that lack of motivation sucks. Like, you know, and then you just can't let yourself sit there. I start thinking about, but how are we going to get this land if I sit here with a lack of motivation? No, I gotta straighten up. So that definitely keeps me going too. Yeah.
Yo, Black Love episode. This is such a beautiful episode. I am loving these answers.
Thank you.
And this is only episode number 2. Episode number 1 was with my man DJ Tragic. That was amazing. I got a lot of people responding to that. Sheesh, how do I follow this? Like, what's episode 3 gonna be?
Right.
I gotta get Kendrick. No, I'm
That's right. Hey, speaking in existence.
Oh
All right.
man.
West Coast, East Coast.
Sheesh.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's
Hip-hop.
talk about the state of black music.
Okay.
Let's talk about some of the new music that is out right now. Some people who have put out albums and singles, and I'm just gonna get your thoughts on it. Some of the things on this list is a little fun. All right, so how do y'all feel about Megan Thee Stallion's new album?
Oh, I haven't heard it. I probably need a track or two from it for this weekend, you know, to play it. You know what I'm talking about, right, Tragedy? But shout out to her though. She is, as she's seen in one light. The light that don't really get shined on is, you know, her what she does with her business. She's educated and stuff like that, and sometimes being educated, you know, some of our best intellectuals get used against us to promote things that don't really reflect who we all are. Because there's certain times for that. You know, I want to get ratchet sometimes. I got to keep a balance. But right now, I'm just like more of the less ratchet side because it just there is no balance. You know what I mean? So I would like to see a lady like Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know if I gotta go listen to the album. Maybe she rapped about her having some businesses and getting a degree and all that. That's, you know, some braggadocious stuff that I would like to hear.
Yeah. Same. I haven't heard the Megan album. I am cautious, right, for the same reasons. You know, like I really want to know more about her. You know, I want to know about her body parts, you know, or what she can do for the attention of a man. I want to know who she is. Like college, like I have a crazy college, like give me dropout, give me something contentful, Megan. You know, we love you. You have such a beautiful aura. You know, we just want to hear more about your childhood, about how to overcome, because we have to hold, you know, our rappers up to a certain standard, you know. If we want to take the culture back, we got to make sure we speak up, speak out, and speak on it if it's ours, you know. So we're going to be the ones to say it. You know, we love you, Megan, and we want to hear more of your story. You know, if I hear that your story's on the new album, I'm going to tune in, you know, but I seen reviews already and comments and little clips. And it's music for everybody at a certain phase in their life.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. Have y'all?
Love music.
I haven't heard it.
What do you? Yeah, okay.
I haven't heard it.
Do you have a favorite Megan song?
I don't listen to Megan Thee Stallion.
That's right.
Okay. And it's not. It is crazy. I listen to some ratchet music, but it's not because of that. I Megan Thee Stallion doesn't do anything for me.
Right.
Well, wait. Rewind.
Rewind.
There is a Megan Thee Stallion song that I like.
Okay, here we are. Oh,
it's two of them.
Two of them.
One, I bought a vinyl. It was Cardi B's WAP.
Oh, wow.
And Cardi B signed it for me.
Oh, yeah.
She signed, and it's just them two on like their butts on the thing, and it's just like she signed on Megan's butt. I'm like, wrong butt, Cardi over here. No,
right. I'm cracking up. Wrong butt.
And the John that you're talking about, the Tupac sample. I like that.
Word. Okay.
I wonder if I drop down to my comments. Do I have any Megan Thee Stallion supporters? Because I didn't see anybody on my timeline posting the album besides like blogs and stuff.
What are y'all thinking?
So we'll see what the comments say.
We'll see.
Moving right along, Beyonce's new album.
Oh yes, he put it on. Listen to the whole album. So of course the album is perfect because she's Beyonce and she got the budget for a perfect album.
A perfect rollout. Perfect photographers, like everything. Yeah,
I mean, we love Beyonce, and honestly, my favorite song on the album is "Cozy." I like the message, "Comfortable in my skin," comfortable with who I am. That was really nice, you know. I heard about the whole Khalees thing. I was definitely offended, you know, and we don't know what's happening in the background or behind the scenes.
These fan groups, man.
Yeah, okay.
These fan groups, like the Beehive.
Yeah.
Just attacking Khalees. She was blindsided. She didn't know that she Beyonce had sampled. Well, not sampled. That's the wrong word. She used
the words. She used her voice.
Almost
right?
like the melody of the la 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 la, but it was like slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
But for Khalees' song Milkshake.
Yes.
But apparently Khalees didn't own the song.
Exactly. We
Pharrell
know
owns the song.
That's right.
And then but Khalees already done talked about how she was getting into it with the Neptunes and Pharrell. It's a whole situation.
It's business. That's all.
It's yeah.
It's
The
a
music,
business. It's cutthroat.
music
It's so
industry
cutthroat,
is
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good album. You can dance through the whole thing.
She's got like 2 more parts coming because this is called Act
Oh,
1. It's
Renaissance
supposed to
Part
be
1.
Act 2 and
it's
3.
crazy. The first event we ever threw was called
Renaissance.
Renaissance Reawakening.
I'm a huge Beyonce fan. I love
Me
the
too.
Nose girls. Like I'm gonna get to Solange because she just did something really really dope.
Come on.
She just did something really really dope. But I'm speaking on Beyonce real quick.
I will talk about
Love
it.
them, love her. I want the Act 2 or Act 3 to be a solid R&B album.
R&B, right? Because it was dancey, it was real for. I could see it rocking in
And
gay clubs.
I'm gonna
right?
I'm gonna
But-
I'm gonna I'm gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna manifest this R&B album because she
Okay.
dropped a sample of her in a collaboration with her and Ron Osley. So I'm like, that's grown folk
yes,
music
because
right
we want to
there.
hear her sing. We do miss the.
I wanna-
Mhm. Oh,
No,
Yeah.
Beyonce. Beyonce.
but that's my favorite artist.
her-
yeah.
She
Mhm.
dropped a sample, a little snippet. It was like maybe 10 seconds, and you hear her and you hear him, and it's like, what's next?
Wow,
And I feel like I can listen.
That.
I feel like that'll be an album I
Ah.
can listen to with my grandma. She can put in
Yes.
a 7-Up cake. I can
Mhm, I know that's
I
right.
can just sit down on her
Yeah.
couch with some greens or something. We listen to
Mhm.
this album together. It's a feel good R&B album. But let's go to Solange Knowles.
Yeah.
Solange Knowles just made history as the third woman, the first black woman
Uh-huh.
to score, to write a score for the New York City Ballet. Yeah, only the third woman and the first black woman. And this news
Congratulations!
just came
one
out
time
today.
for
New York
Solange.
Times had posted it.
Yes.
I happened to see the clip when I was I just started training with this my personal trainer. His name is Ted Kennedy. Shout out to him. My watch did a little alert. And I'm like, oh shoot, Solange posted because I really really like her, so I subscribed to her tweets. I mean, not her tweets, her Instagram posts. So I'm like, oh, and I'm on the treadmill like, oh, it's
big
like
news.
big news, right? And it just gave me motivation to finish that little.
I know that's right. No, for real though. I love Solange. I mean, come on. For our first album, that was just like mind blowing. When I just walked in the room and all I heard
But,
was
let me go back.
like, yeah.
That wasn't the first
Oh,
album.
That wasn't.
Cause I told you I'm
It's for you,
a
yeah,
Knowles
but
family
go ahead.
scholar. The first album was called Solo Star, and she got a song with Nori on there.
Oh,
Pharrell, the Neptunes did that album. She was like 16, 17. She had a song with Lil Romeo too.
come on.
Then the next album was called Soul Angel and the Hadley Street Dreams, and she had a song called I Decided, where she sampled Martha Reeves and the Vandellas song.
Oh, come on.
CeeLo produced on that John a song called Tony, and it samples a Marvin Gaye song. And then we get no. Then we get the True EP. That's where I
Right.
saw her at Union Transfer when Devontae
Okay.
Hines,
Oh, you done been
Blood
to a
Orange.
concert.
Yeah,
I
Blood Orange was
am
playing for
looking
her. He was in her band at the time, and yeah, she did that. True, I got that vinyl. Then The Seat at the Table came out, and that's when a lot of y'all were introduced to her. Everybody knew Beyonce,
I
little
was
sister.
introduced to her at a seat at the table.
And that's the best. I feel like that's the best way to get and then go back to some
And
of the
then go
older stuff.
back.
Man,
Yeah, just watching her BTS and see how she channels sound and
Yeah,
how she
yeah.
creates is mind blowing. Like, so to hear that she is writing ballet, I am not surprised.
No.
Congratulations. That makes you feel good. I'm happy you
for
finished
real.
that out.
I had a real fanboy moment earlier. I was like, but we're gonna go back to like the state of black music.
Okay.
That is definitely a state of black music. Solange is
Oh, yes.
definitely
She's
awesome.
paramount. Mm-hmm.
Nicki Minaj is getting the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award for the MTV. That's like the Lifetime Achievement Award they give. They started naming it after Michael Jackson after he passed, and
Right.
it's like supposed to be like for people who have iconic
Music videos.
music videos.
Right.
People who have iconic
Iconic
music
is
videos, like Michael
emphasized.
Jackson had iconic music videos. Missy Elliott won that one year. She has iconic music videos.
Shout out to Hypewood.
Shout out to Beyonce. She has iconic
Iconic.
music
cracking
videos.
up.
How do y'all feel about Nicki Minaj getting, shout out to Alex, getting the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award at MTV?
I think she deserves it.
Okay.
The one video I can remember right now is the Anaconda John. That John, I think that joint like broke the internet or something. It was everywhere. Like you
I
know.
think the album, the single cover broke the internet.
Okay. It was the album cover that
The
broke
single cover.
Okay.
I like Nicki. I like Nicki. I just
Was it
I like being devil advocate with
I
her.
don't even see. I see the Pink Friday album cover. I don't even. I love Nicki Minaj. I'm trying to think like what you're saying. Iconic music videos. Like when we think of Michael Jackson, like remember the time iconic.
Thriller.
You know, Thriller. It's the whole
Want to be
concept.
starting something like
You know, like what to me, like what do you have a favorite Nicki music video?
Anaconda.
Next question.
All right, shout out to Onika Mirage.
Yeah, shout out to we
shout
love
out
you,
to-
Nikki,
shout out
my
to Nikki.
Sag sister.
All right, this game is called This or That. So you gotta like but I want y'all to both do it. All right.
Oh, okay.
So this or that, Mary J. Blige or Faith Evans.
Mary J. Blige. What do you think?
Mary J. all day.
Okay.
Every time I hear that question, I'm the only person in the room that says Faith Evans.
I thought about her because clearly her vocals are
That
way
vocal
better
ability?
than Mary J.
Sheesh.
It's just that I don't have any consistent music.
Yeah.
I don't
Mary
have-
has
All I
Mary
Yeah.
has like better songs. She
and
has
she
relatable
dance,
songs.
Come on, she just was out at the Roots picnic. You ain't see it. Like, she
Oh shoot!
and left.
How was she dancing? She said in leather. That's kind of like the Lil Kim dance.
That joint, I felt like a little kid watching her.
All right, this or that. Cardi B or Nicki Minaj. And I feel like I asked everybody this one.
Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Nikki. Yes, or both.
Damn.
I mean, both of them because like they talk about the Nikki.
Nah, yes, Nicki does come first because you already know. She paved the way. She brought female MCs, to the 21st century for real, like, and carried that John.
Roxanne.
That's true. But it was pretty silent. It was pretty silent for female MCs until
Yeah.
Nicki came. You know what I mean? Yeah, she
But
did.
shout out to the women in the game now. Because I remember growing up,
Yeah.
it used to be like a one at a time type thing.
We got like
We got like so many women in the game right now, and they like are competing on the charts together. I've never seen it like that in my life.
Seriously.
It went from Kim and Foxy
Yeah.
to like Missy, and then Trina had her
Trina, come
time,
on.
and then like Lauryn Hill was kind of on both like R&B and hip hop, like so she was able to do like she had her own lane.
wave. She's like uncomparable. We only.
But then you see like Eve came in, and it was like a one by one thing, and they all came out under men. Like if you look at Foxy came out under Jay-Z, Kim came out under Biggie, Trina Trick Daddy, Eve DMX. But now you see these women, they're coming out. Nicki might have came out under Wayne,
Right.
but she took it to another level. Like
Her level of confidence.
Mhm.
First of all, she has a reason to be confident. She's highly talented.
very, very, very,
Very
very.
theatric, and she's very theatric. Nikki can spit, so yes.
I thought you was going to say she can sing. I was going to say next question. Next question. This or that. Fidelity Xone, the Black Love edition. And this one is gonna be kind of tricky. You saw the question.
Okay.
This I don't know if you saw it, but I have reasons to like both, and I'll explain my reasons. But Salt and Pepper or the City Girls.
The City Girls, they got that Twerkulator song, right? That sound like an old head. They got that Twerkulator song. That John is fire. Yeah, it's a sample of the percolator, right? Yeah, it's percolator sample. Of course, it's time to dance. Salt and Pepper. I like Salt and Pepper because I'm such a realist and shit that I be messing stuff up. Like, I don't be ready to party like the City Girls all the time, but are ready for somebody to go be a doctor when hip hop fails, like one of the girls from Salt and Pepper did. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's so hard because it's the one Salt and Pepper song. Trying to think of it. and then City Girls just had a wave and it came through and it was toxic and Girls was up one. You know what I mean? And we still ain't do nothing about it, so I'm gonna have to go with Salt and Pepper until we do something about it.
Oh, go ahead. You do. You go. You go. You go. You go. You go. You go.
Gosh, the pressure is on. Salt and Pepper or City Girls. I mean, we have to say we DJs. When you put on a City Girls on, everybody starts dancing. But much love and respect to Salt and Pepper.
When I thought of this question, when I thought of this, I was like, at first it was a joke, but then I was like, oh shit, they're kind of like the same people.
They are.
Like if you think about it, like the Salt and Pepper are the City Girls of the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Like and that's why I thought it was so dope that Quality Control, who manages City Girls, their first single was called "I'll Take Your Man," and it samples Salt and Pepper's "I'll Take Your Man."
Right.
And I thought that was genius because I'm like, if y'all got a female and they ain't paying homage, they came out the door paying it. And then I'm like, but you look at some of the lyrics. Although Salt and Pepper, they were on some. They towards the end they did get on some like empowerment stuff. Like they teamed up when the AIDS epidemic was like really like, coming out. They teamed up with and did like a song. I forgot the name of the song. To raise money for AIDS awareness and HIV/AIDS awareness and stuff. And I thought that was cool.
That's decent.
But the City Girls, these girls got like a whole different hustle. Like it's crazy.
Alicia, please, like it is CQB.
Oh, yo, it's crazy. I can't even.
Like when I heard my students saying free JT, I'm just like, what's going on? Like, who your favorite artist is locked up right now? Like,
I ain't gonna lie, my favorite artist was one of my favorite artists was locked up one time.
I'm cracking. Which one of your favorite artists?
Lil Wayne.
Oh yes. No, we was all free Weezy.
We was all free.
Who favorite artist wasn't locked up?
Yeah, Yeah, any of y'all favorite artists wasn't?
Twilight Zone.
You gotta get locked up. Remy Ma been talking about her sentence
for
years. Like, mama, where the album at?
Free Remy Reform.
Sheesh. Like, where's the album, sis? We know how much time you did. We know what you did. But shout out to her and Papoose Black Love.
Black Love, y'all next on the show.
Yeah. Yes. Pat gonna punch me. All right. Jay-Z or Nas?
Okay.
Oh man, it's Jay-Z all day for me. You know what I mean? Yeah, rocking the building.
Can't even do
it's just that Nas is definitely great. Nas is definitely great, but when it comes to being a '90s baby and a rites of passage, Jay-Z just opened up the doors for you. Listen to Jay-Z teach you how to stay alive. You know what I mean? In the inner city or any rough neighborhood there is in America, and then just his business moves and what him and Beyonce do as a family. I just tapped into that Kevin Hart interview, just watching his composure and demeanor and how he carries himself. Is like, you're being a role model right now. You're being an example not only to the younger hip hoppers he got that look up to him, but to every black man there is. You know what I mean? So I like it, and he got a job too. So y'all can go get a job. He worked for the NFL. He's a billionaire. So
and he got a job too. Y'all can go get a job.
Yeah. Yeah,
Facts.
Yeah, Jay-Z has been, monumental to my life. He's a scholar. He's one of the top scholars we got with no degree. You can make it out of Marcy Projects and become a billionaire. I'm not going to listen to that man. You know what I mean? Like, so Nas is great. He got the Illmatic. I love what he does. But he did stuff with Dr. Claude Anderson. Looked out for we was talking Lauryn Hill. I like that track. Him and Lauryn. I like the music. They're both matured and they're just great leaders. I'm thankful that we got them and they still laying tracks in the game to show us what thoroughism is, because we're losing the art of thoroughism in these tracks. So yeah, shout out to both of them guys. But Jay,
shout out to both of them. Did you make up that word, thoroughism?
Thoroughism. He makes up a lot of words. Yeah.
I like that though.
No,
I'm gonna be using it. It's gonna be in the next caption.
That's like Baduism, thoroughism.
Thoroughism.
Right.
Two dudes that rap with integrity, and it's like this is the formula that y'all should be using. And then somewhere down the line there became another formula, instant popcorn formula. We want instant gratification from what we're doing, and it took away from the community. You know what I mean? You listen to Jay-Z or Nas, you feel enrichment. Like as a black man, be like, oh shoot, I could do something. Like make you feel like you about to make $1 million. You know what I mean? But you know it's a long road to it. You listen to them two dudes, you're gonna land somewhere better than if you listen to them two dudes over there. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I definitely, out of Jay or Nas, I'm more so leaning towards Nas, because if I rule the world and I know I can, or as a teacher, as a music teacher, students resonate with that song. I can't think of one song that Jay-Z made that our youth can resonate with. You know, like I hard no, I know
Resonate
I
with
can
that.
be what I want to be if I work hard of it. You could be wherever one you be. You know, the students putting all I gotta do is put the music video on it. Like, what about Kush? What about Romans? What about Greeks? There'll never be another record like I know I can, and if I rule the world, period. And when you listen to Jay-Z, no, he started out in Brand Nubian. I love you, Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? You're a great rapper, you're a great businessman, and we can never take that from you. However, in your music catalog, it got flashy. There was no knowledge of self. There was no, it was money, cars, clothes, hoes, you know. Excuse my French. So Jay-Z, I love him and all his business moves. I think as a father, as a businessman, that's how we could look up to him. But as far as hip hop, it's Nas. Like, it's Nas all day, 24/7. Like, what?
Woo!
Are you serious? You talking about the dude from Belly that was playing gangsters? You say like
Wait.
Jay-Z's not my father.
Wait. We almost
He's
got
like
through
an
the whole
uncle.
Black Love episode without an
This is an
argument.
ongoing battle.
This is
This
the
is
real.
Nas and
Now
Jay-Z.
it's called Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Let's take the mask off.
We've
Jay-Z.
been going at this since we met each other for real. It's like Nas or Jay. Like no, I don't like. Yeah, you listen to Nas when you're around the children and all that, but you listen to Jay-Z when you're trying to survive an environment. He breaks it down, and then he was on to something. He was on to economics, like you know what I mean. It's a hard argument. It's like the whole book. I don't know if anybody wrote that book yet. It is like it's a whole.
You know
argument.
who wrote that book?
Who wrote it? Eric Dyson.
Takeover versus Ether,
Oh,
and Ether won.
they got it. They got it at the bookstore.
They got it at the bookstore.
Yeah, it got slide.
Wait. There
Yeah.
is it's not just them, but it's a book that I got from Uncle Bobby's. It's called Hip Hop Wars, and it breaks down different like battles and Ether and Jay-Z and Nas was in it. And the way the author, I can't remember the author's name, the way he breaks each beef down, it's like, dang, this sounds like a movie. Like who won? Like rah. But yeah, that's.
Oh, I got to get that book because
it's on my desk. It's called. I probably can't see the author of it, but I'm also recording, so I'm gonna get this to y'all at another time. So the last this or that question, and I know y'all know what I'm about to ask y'all. Just look down at my feet. We got Biggie versus Tupac.
Dang. You know,
Mine switches every week.
it's really Pac. It's really Pac for me, man. I was 19 years old, going through something. I had the bald head and all that. I was downloading Pac monologues off the internet. I'm like, yo, I'm about to go do this acting thing. 19.
Oh,
walking
I thought you
around.
said you was 14. I was about to say
19
bald
with a bald head. Now I'm 29 with a full head of hair. You know what I mean? Black power.
Black love.
You know that's you know we could do a lot of stuff, a lot of amazing stuff. But Pac was just like so creative. And I guess the emotional expression and all that, and me kind of being lost with the Biggie thing because I felt like Pac offered more than just the streets. He had a lot of scholar and political stuff going into, and when I really tapped into Pac as a young boy, I was like, oh yeah, this is like, yeah. I started acting like him, you know, and embodying some
Thug
of the stuff.
life.
Yeah, even though I realized like my mentor Professor Griff went and did a lecture about Pac and was like, all right, he was promoting a type of masculinity that was kind of like, it was kind of like almost like a mental health issue he had at a point where it was just like he was always turned up. You can't turn it down, like, you know what I mean? And we never got to see the healing side of him even though he was like a healer with his voice and all that. But Pac, I was just like Tupac. You know, you seen him in the movies, how he move, how he act, all the jewelry, gold chains, the tattoos. You know, I was like, dang, I wanna be like Pac. I even try to get my nose ring last summer and all that. I was down to land there, got the John. It lasted like 2 weeks.
You did have it. You did have it.
And then like, and he come back with a freaking nose ring. He had a little rhinestone. It was handsome. It looked good. You know what I'm saying? But then he took off his shirt and it came out.
I know somebody that happened to. I know somebody that happened to.
Oh.
I know somebody that happened to.
No problem. No problem. It happens.
Wow.
Apparently.
Yeah.
You know, they say the darker the flesh, the deeper the roots. Hey. Yeah. So Tupac bad. Tupac kids that don't know. If you gotta keep your head up is another classic album. I mean, honestly, some songs are just going to make a person's whole life. I mean, look at Lauryn Hill. She still is praised for Miseducation of Negro. So when we look at artists, right, you know, like it's not about quantity, it's about quality, you know. And so when we think about quality, we gotta go Tupac. You know, we got Dear Mama. We can go on and on as far as diving in his archives of contentful music or poems as well, because he was a poet, you know. So and I agree with Luke, like he wasn't just thug life, you know, but even though we know with the acronym, you know, but nonetheless, you know, he was a scholar. His mom, shout out to all the Shakurs, you know, shout out to the whole, you know, shout out to the mothers, you know, so shout out to Tupac's mom. And so, yeah, Tupac all day, you know. We love Biggie, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah.
So y'all know I'm from the flashy era. So Biggie, when he coined the term from ashy to from ashy to classy. So like I said, I go back and forth with I love Biggie for like metaphors and like the way his voice was so
cadence,
melodic and like his cadence. I know more about. I feel like I relate more about Biggie being from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like I can relate more and he was doing like those flashy songs. Now on the other hand, I love Tupac, and the reason I love Tupac is not because of Tupac's music. I love Tupac's music, but it's because of Lisa Left Eye Lopez, two Geminis. They used to date back in the day, and I read a bunch of stuff because like that's one of my favorite. Left Eye was one of my favorite people in the world. Day.
Yes, I thought it was Left Eye. I still think I'm Left Eye.
Yeah,
girl side
she's
girl.
From Logan. I have a magazine on my door. I mean, on my dresser from the year she passed. Like, it's that deep.
I'm like one of the hugest TLC fans.
I watched the interview on how she spoke about him and how she spoke of how dope of a man and how caring and how like. Aside from what we saw on TV, like in his public image, he was like so again, like I'm the type of person I dive like really hard into stuff. So like I watched that interview and then I started watching his interviews and then I went the ultimate way. Why not go and just read about the mom?
That's
like
right.
Jasmine Guy wrote a book about Afeni Shakur. I got it from Uncle Bobby's again. I read it in 2 days and I'm a slow reader.
Okay,
but this one was like, oh shit. Oh, wait. Because, you know, she went from, like, being a black... She defended herself. She's a Black Panther. She defended herself pregnant with Pac.
That's right.
And beat her case.
That's mind-blowing.
His embryo is in prison.
Right.
He wasn't born in prison, but his, like...
He was
in prison before he can even, like, step... Yeah, he did a few trimesters in prison. Like, that shit is crazy to me. Yeah. But, like, that's what made me, like, gravitate towards Pac as a human.
Yeah.
And Biggie as an artist. But, like, that's my last this or that. Damn, I don't want it to be over. It's over.
You got a this or that for Zeke. That's, like, the ultimate.
Give me a this or that.
This or that. Solange or her?
Solange.
Because you're a Solange fan.
Yeah, Solange.
That much? Wow. Her is like...
I like her.
Okay.
I really like her.
Okay.
But it's definitely Solange.
Wow, you got a this or that?
Yes,
This is my thing.
Wolf, what is it? Odd Wolf Gang Pack. You know, with Tyler Creator. Yeah, and or Wu Tang.
Wu Tang.
I
have a Wu Tang. I have a Wu Tang bag. Like somebody made it from. Damn, Uncle Bobby's is coming up a lot in this episode.
Shout out to Uncle Bobby's.
One of the
You'll go
customers
get your
made
Mr.
me
Loopies
like
there.
a laptop book bag that has the W on it. Yeah, so Wu Tang for sure. Yeah.
Here's a harder one.
Okay.
Nah, this ain't gonna be hard. I already know who you're gonna pick, but I thought it was gonna be hard. When they was both popping, TDE or the ASAP Crew.
TDE.
I knew it, man. Because he
Only
he
because
just,
the only ASAP Crew I like is Ferg.
dang, he was the spitter though. Rocky came out first, and then Ferg came out with the cross on his back, and it was over. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yo, this dude came
I
out.
like
Jesus Christ.
I like Ferg.
Kendrick or J. Cole?
Kendrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one?
I'm not gonna say it on this episode. I'm gonna say it off the
Okay.
camera.
All right. No problem.
Because
Yes.
we want to manifest things. I want to talk shit.
Yes,
So,
that's right. That's,
yeah, yeah.
that's right. We're here
Talk
manifesting.
shit off camera.
We love all you artists. Keep
All of y'all.
creating. Yes. Okay. Well, yeah, that's the latest one. You know.
Kendrick's new album is fire.
Kendrick,
His newest album is
come-
fire.
Yes, it's very
Like,
sick. I mean, his
whoa.
Grammy performance is one of the best. I mean,
Mhm.
that was just that's what blew me away. Again, one of those classic moments to make.
I'm so mad I didn't go to his. I didn't get a chance to go to his show.
You will. You'll be.
Yeah.
Your podcast will be backstage. You'll be hired.
Speak it. Everybody
Come
just
on,
like,
come on, Fidelity
yeah,
Zone.
Fidelity Zone.
Yes.
Wait, so like, I want to give y'all a chance to promote anything y'all got coming up. I know you got the Philly Got Bars.
Yes.
And I forgot to mention that, but I want you to plug that and
I'll plug it
let
in.
everybody know. Because Lawanda,
We love LaWanda.
I met her at Uncle Bobby's as well. And I remember in the
Hey.
infancy of this whole thing, she was telling me about how she's about to apply for this grant. She wanted to do the Stop the Violence thing. And this was a year ago.
Oh, my God.
And me and Tragic and our friend Alex, we had a show called Live from Poverty.
Yes.
And she was saying, like,
wow.
I want
Poverty.
to get y'all to do something with it. This was a year ago.
Right.
And then like things happened. I didn't have the show. Tragic became a superstar.
That's right.
And
That's
Alex
right.
is a superstar.
That's right.
And I live in
And-
the ghetto. No, I'm joking.
Oh my gosh. Live from poverty.
And things happen. But I'm so happy that you are a part of it because if
Yes,
anybody,
me too.
I would have want you or like somebody I know. But talk about that.
Shout out to Uncle Bobby's put that together. Like shout out to Uncle Bobby's again. Burr, 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 you know, because I went to Uncle Bobby's. Of course, shout out to Phil Roundtree, who is a, avid Uncle Bobby's goer. He passed me LaWanda's card.
Oh my God. I thought you was about to say
so,
he passed away.
No.
Oh my God.
yes, You,
Okay.
you weren't
Okay.
ready. You weren't ready, right? So Phil Roundtree handed me LaWanda's card and say, hey, she needs a host, and I thought of you, so here you go. I'm like, okay. I'm like, let me call her tomorrow, though, And so since then, shout out to LaWanda Horton, shout out to Mission Incorporated, her organization. Of course, she's a grant writer, and she does a lot in the community. So again, grant writer, there is free money, again, for things that you want to do, so hit up Mission Incorporated. But nonetheless, Philly Got Bars, of course, is a rap contest. There's 20 contestants. It boiled down to 20. Of course, I have, some favorites in there, but I'm just thankful to see all of it come together. Shout out to the DJ. We got DJ No Frills on the ones and twos on the wheels of steel. I'm going to be hosting alongside Aunt Brown. And shout out to the Freedom Thinkers Academy. Speaking of the Freedom Thinkers Academy, we got Freeway. Freeway is going to be one of the judges.
Nice.
Freeway is one of the judges alongside Son of 215. 5-star. You a 5-star to Shake That Crew.
Yeah.
All the, And we got Sister Talia. So shout out to City of Dreams again. The
Nice.
Philly Got Bars competition is gonna be nice.
When is this again?
This is going to be on next Saturday, August 27th. August 27th. Yes.
Nice.
It's free, so register for your tickets today.
And
Everything's
how can they
free.
register for the tickets?
So you will go on, you can follow Real Mission Inc. You know, you also can go on Mission Incorporated website as well. You can Instagram the website. All backlinks will link you to the registration for Philly Got Bars.
Got it. That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already know since we said it like 1,000 times in the interview, y'all can go pick up the drinks because of this guy. You know what I mean? You never know. Networking, your network is your net worth. You know, tap into that. Network with people, talk to people, get them known. You never know what opportunity that would create. So you can go get that. What's that down there? The pineapple, the loopy greens, the loopy green tropic, loopy tropics, sea moss drink at Uncle Bobby's, pineapples, mangoes, sea moss and dates, you know what I mean? Straight protein shot.
Dates, John. I gotta go get some. I gotta
Yeah,
go get
the
some.
sea moss and dates.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, it's a green drink. It's high vibrational. It's vegan. It's 3 to 5 ingredients. And you know, it's made by me, Mr. Loopy, the hip hop barista. You can also catch me out
Barista.
here doing a little bit of DJing. I'm at Dialogue every third Fridays. I'll be there this Friday. Open mic, come through, sign the list, show me what you got. You know what I mean? You never know. You might end up on the Fresh Legend Showcase. You know, and that's how I'm rocking out. Got some hip hop lectures coming soon, and also some classes we'll be doing for black men in finances. You know what I mean? Because I really want to see people. There's a lot of people out here that are doing good and doing right. They just missing that one thing, and that's the financial literacy. If us as men in the black community, we get ourselves together, our finances, we'll be able to take better care of our families and our neighbors and our friends and stuff like that, and set the tone for the next generation coming up and build some wealth. So yeah, thank you again, Zeke, for having us.
I'm so, this episode was amazing. I learned so much. I'm sure like the viewers are gonna learn. My audience here, they learned some stuff.
Thank you.
But I wanna thank y'all so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Zeke.
Thank you for coming. That's a wrap. This has been episode number 2 of Fidelity Xone, the podcast. I am the awkward king, Zay, signing out. Boo.
Peace.